A beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Good morning. This is Family Matters Financial Clinic, where you stay ahead when it comes to money matters. And this morning, I'm super excited, as always, to bring you a very, very interesting topic, probably unique to some of you. The name especially might be very unique to some of you or strange to some of you. It is about the orange economy. But what is more exciting is that I'm talking to a 19-year-old who's going to be talking to us about an economy, this type of economy, and also a financial expert, full of wealth and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to matters finances. So join me on this conversation. Ask your questions on 20316 SMS number and WhatsApp us on 0786 316 316. Karibuni, and let's start this show. Karibuni sana, Carol and Kayla. And I'm going to start with you, Kayla. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Absolutely. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kayla Sifamaina. I am so honored to be here on the show with you today. I am 19 years old, as you have heard. I am also the founder and CEO of Corso Luxury. That is a brand that I founded that is solely driven to creating a lovely experience for the high-end consumer by manufacturing handmade Kenyan bags. Additionally, I am also the Kenyan team lead and coordinator to the amazing organization called the Africa Kidpreneur Organization. This is an organization that is solely driven to empowering, equipping, and inspiring youths to be the future leaders of tomorrow. Last but not least, I am also an award-winning photographer, having had so much exposure working with various Kenyan influencers and many more. Thank you.
Wow. I don't know how many of us can introduce ourselves in so many. Wow. Awesome. Fantastic. Karibu sana. I mean, that is super. We'll talk more about that. Carol, karibu.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good morning to every viewer. My name is Carol Moher. I'm born again, Christ is King. I'm a mother, a wife, and very, very specifically a mother to 5 children. And I got some Generation Zs in my household and some Alphas as well. Most of that, I've been graced by God to be a financial expert,
Right.
a financial consultant, and as well as an advisor.
Okay.
And I work with one of very reputable insurance companies in this country. And I thank God that this morning I've been given a privilege to speak to the audience and to speak to this generation so that we may remain in the right track, because the blessings of God added no sorrow. So I'm here and ready to be a blessing to many of us.
Excellent.
Thank
This
you.
is a perfect match from heaven, because you're a mom to a Gen Z, then this is a Gen Z. You're in matters finances. She is in business. I mean, what more can we ask for? So let's get this rolling. Kayla, you're in the orange economy,
Right.
aka the creative economy. What is it all about?
Well, the orange economy, also known as the creative economy, is quite literally, in the sense, the creative's economy, just in the word. So this is an economy that is driven and fueled by youths or people who are passionate about either music, art, fashion, design, or even gaming. So it's literally an economy that's fueled by creatives.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Carol, in this type of economy then, how can someone like Kayla or even the young people out there monetize this kind of, economy that they're involved in?
Good question. How these young people can monetize their work
Right.
is to uniquely know how they're going to, in quotes, sell themselves out.
Okay.
Because individually they are, and we are all created with a skill, which is a talent. And once they realize that they've got this talent within themselves, they cannot keep it anymore within them.
Yeah.
So it bursts out. So how they can directly do this, they can, as she says, it can be through a direct sale, can be through digital marketing. And we've seen with this young generation, they are out, they are so blooming, they are loud.
Right.
We can clearly see them. So that is one way how strategically and how they can monetize their work.
Okay.
Directly, on touch, the persons direct or through media or through marketing. It's quite wide.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And since Kayla, you're here, you can tell us probably how you monetize your, your creativity.
Absolutely. So perhaps a background story would help paint an awesome picture. So I remember so vividly when I was a young child, about 6 or 7 years old. And when I first got into that creative space, I remember taking so much time out of my day to literally organize and make what we call today a Pinterest kind of board, a vision board for my room. And so I remember my mom being so excited and ecstatic walking into my room at various times and seeing such amazing things. So that's when I first discovered that passion. Then came the ordinary phase, where I think for most of you who have children, you've noticed there's the beading phase. You're making beads, selling, quite literally everyone in the estate was into that. But that's the first time I got integration into the entire orange economy space. But then to better answer your question, I think one of the best ways that you can step out and monetize is notice what you're good at first, because you don't want to integrate yourself into a space that you're not passionate about or something you don't love. First, understand what is it that you are created to do on this earth, and then once you've mastered that, now you can move on to stage 2. How do I monetize this? And it takes so much time to understand what your consumer wants as well, because you're not selling it to yourself out there. You're selling it to people who want something specific. So it requires a lot of research and patience as well to learn and understand the market and then adopt and then put yourself into that space.
Okay. All right. Cara, what are some of the key opportunities probably in this kind of economy?
Key opportunities in such what we are calling the orange economy. This young generation are no more driven by just being professionals. There's something in them that God created.
Right.
And as my daughter here says, there is that gift. And once you realize you've got that gift, you don't even go to school to polish it.
No.
Because it's in within. You want to bath it out.
Yeah.
So as what she has exactly said, how this can be done, and because it's all diversified.
Right.
And these opportunities are there, is every young generation sit back and look, go back and have a look at your life. What did I love doing when I was more? Was it about putting beads together? Was it drawing and painting? Because there's something that is within that person.
Right.
And once you realize that, was it fashion? Maybe a child who you've chosen this clothing or this design for her for Sunday, but when she gets into dress, she's like, no, this is not this.
Yeah.
She gets another. She fits it. She removes it. She fits. And she'll take most or his time dressing.
Yeah.
You realize this person is specific in fashion.
Yeah.
So there is a way, even as a parent, you're able to see, if you're very keen enough, you'll be able to see that this child has this talent, this gift, God-given.
Okay.
And I recall, as my daughter says, I got a daughter who is 24 now, and she loved beading a lot.
Okay.
And she could force us every Saturday to go to Masai Market, and we're like, where are we going to Masai Market? She collects beads of all different colors, the thread, and we're like, what is this up to?
Yeah.
But at the end of her thing, she'll come up with a nice necklace. She'll come up with a strong chain for her dog, and we're like, what is? So we realized this is something we need to allow her grow.
Yeah.
Sooner than later, she started doing away with, you cannot choose my clothes. I'm the one. No, I know what I know how I want to look.
Yeah.
And she could take forever in her room.
Okay.
Forever. Now, as we speak, she's in fashion and designing.
Wow.
So there are things you need to be very keen with your children. And support that.
Okay.
Let's not be in the era of you got to be a doctor.
Okay.
You got to be a teacher. You got to be this. No,
Yes.
that era is done.
Yeah.
Let these children be who they really are. And it's within them.
It's innate,
they can't keep that in quote pregnancy within them.
Yeah.
Time has to come, they have to birth it out. And so once we embrace this, you'll find you have allowed them to be who they are.
Okay.
And these skills, as they are diversified, now they will excel in that. So opportunities are there. They are within them.
Okay.
Let's allow them to blossom.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I like what you've just said. Let's support them. And Kayla, my question to you would be, how did you find yourself in this space, and what kind of support did your parents give you?
Okay. How I found myself, perhaps like a daughter, was the same thing, the beading thing. Now, after I really loved working, and I still do, working with my own hands.
Yeah.
And then when I got past the beading phase, I remember asking my mom to buy me an entire bag of beads this big. And I'm telling you, there was that entire whole phase where I was so passionate about creating beads and whatnot. And when I grew up later on, I found out that through my mom's encouragement and my dad's leadership, I was able to actually be integrated into these things. And one of the things that I really would love to reckon with what she has said is the importance of parents being able to allow their children to be. Because I would vividly remember how my mom, despite how I was fast rigid at the moment and didn't want to integrate myself into a lot of things, my mom really pushed me. She would tell me, Kayla, join new clubs, try new things. And at first it was very daunting, because who wants to try out new things that they've never experienced before? But then sooner and later, those are the things that I became so passionate about and that I am doing today. That's actually the story of how I got into photography. I remember my mom being like, Kayla, you should join this photography club thing. I think it would be something really awesome for you. And at first I was so sad. I said, I'm not gonna do this. I don't want to join this. I really am not comfortable with this. But after her encouragement and her words, it literally, by God's grace, is what I am quite literally doing today. So having that guidance from a parent is very crucial to blossom and also enter into the orange economy space.
Okay. And I'm just wondering in my head, so sometimes it's not often about, the passion. Sometimes you get into something and you just develop the passion while you're in there. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because sometimes you see, the amazing thing about us humans is that we have gifts, but sometimes they're not put out in the open for everyone to see. So it reminds me, there were times I would discover some gifts when I was 13 years old, some I discovered when I was 5. So being able to incorporate yourself into new things can open your horizon. Because I've also met people who are 21, 25, who are discovering their gifts then. You see, so not being too stern and rigid about what you want, you should be open to exploring new ideas so that you can be better able to discover yourself and also what you're called to do out here. Fantastic.
Carol, so we've talked about how to monetize this, the orange economy, but now as the financial expert, now you're coming in as an expert again. What are some of the financial mistakes probably a young girl like this or a young lady like this may come across or may do, and how can she mitigate that?
Okay. When it comes to finances require total discipline.
All right.
And I could call it maybe to starters who want to get into this space. My advice would be that work within your capital. Whether small started, medium or largely, start with your capital. Do not exaggerate, because at the end of it, it will be your burden. You will be a slave. Okay? So you're a slave to your own business, other than being an opportunity to others in the right business. How to mitigate risks is how they can diversify. And when I mean diversification, I also mean in their talents, in their skills, in their passions. You'll find one child has even 3 passions, 3 skills, different.
Right.
And if a parent would support all the way possible, even financially, for them to go that route, please do.
Okay.
You'll find, like, allow me to give an example still of my daughter.
Sure.
That now she's even in pastries. She discovers she can do donuts, cream them, use chocolate. I don't even know why she collects all those things. But she goes to shop for them and does a package of, I think, 600 donuts at 600 shillings. And others don't, she's even overwhelmed.
Wow.
But what am I trying to say? She did not just specifically do that.
Okay.
She diversified her skill.
Okay.
Now still in fashion, and now she's in pastry, and still now she's doing the beading.
Okay.
And when I think of fashion, for me it's just, it puts that wow face on me. I used to imagine her trying to collect some of my old clothes,
Okay.
cut them into pieces, and I would wonder, what are you trying to do? And she'll eventually go to Mr. Price when they have sales.
Sales, yeah.
She would buy those the jeans, and come sit down on the floor, the carpet, start tattering them, and then fixing the pieces of my clothes,
Your clothes, yeah.
differently. And she's designing like an African map, a Kenyan map, an Australian map. And I was like, what are you trying to do? But by the time
the end
puts
product,
the end product on her IG page, that day she'll come home around 1 a.m. because the distribution was too much.
Wow.
What am I trying to say? Is that these children can mitigate the risk by diversifying their skills.
Okay.
My daughter here still says beading. She still says photography.
Yes.
She can do the 3 or the 4. This is bringing this income. Direct that income what's supposed to do for you.
Okay.
This other is bringing this income. Direct it what it's supposed to do. So it's not just diversifying income.
Yes.
Diversify even the skill.
Okay.
Don't just concentrate on one. If God has given you more than one, diversify.
Okay.
And you will mitigate all the risks.
Okay.
Because one will not be doing well, but this other is doing well. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, a perfect example is during COVID, for example.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay, Kayla, are there any mistakes that you've made financially and you are like, oops, and from what now Kara has talked about, you're like, okay, now I know. Yeah.
I think what she's saying is really important. There were many times I would put my eggs in one basket, and when that basket gets ruined, I would go down with it. So I love what she's talked about, being able to diversify your gifts and your talents, and not just putting your eggs in one basket, like I've said. Having your talents bring you different incomes, because again, as a business person at 19 years old, I've seen how there are months and days where you'd go out and actually like make no sales, and then there are days you'd go out and make so many sales. So I think I love that aspect of diversifying your gifts, because you don't know which one will actually bring you the great income. But if you have many gifts, like she said, like I do, I think it really goes to show how important it is to do it. And once you do that, you're able to not only gain more income, but also live your life to the fullest, doing what you're meant to do and showing the world who you really are.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Diversification is what I've had, you know. We were talking about diversification, which both the expert and the entrepreneur or the creative have agreed on. So let's get back to the conversation. But before that, I will go into our socials, and wow, the response, the interactions are amazing. Let's go through this. Vincent from Idhiru says, good morning, Sally. Interesting conversation over there. I want to be like your younger guest when I grow up. I'm only 32. So you're inspiring even the older generation. You can see that. Then there's also someone here saying, good morning, great show. Did Kyla go through the 844 system? She's so confident and eloquent. Kyla, did you go through the 844 system?
So I only went through the 844 system for nearly 2. Firstly, thank you for the comment, actually.
Yeah.
Then I went through the 844 system for 4 years. Then afterwards, I transitioned to a Christian-based education, what I'd like to call the ACE curriculum.
Okay.
So it's quite practically the homeschooling curriculum, but I did attend a school. And I think one of the best benefits about that education system is that it's really allowed me to blossom and bloom into whom I am today, because firstly you get to meet with different people, international people from different spaces, and not only that, I was able to work at my own pace. That education system allows you to work at your own pace. So I would work in school, go home, run my business, during the weekend have a photo shoot, and so I think I really loved that system. But now I'm done with school, but it was one of the best systems that I ever attended.
Very well said. Carol, someone says, good morning, Sally. I'm enjoying the show. I would like to, okay, they think you're the mother, but actually she's a financial expert. She's just a mother in terms of she has a daughter, same age. But the question is, does she think, do you think now as an expert here, the introduction or even a mother of CBC will help those parents who are slow to learn what their kids are passionate about? Okay. And then, about online bullying, and does, like for example, for your daughter, has she gone through that, for example?
Good question, and thank you for the question. The CBC system has, in quotes, borrowed what IG has and its concepts. By God's grace, I was able to bring up my children from Montessori all the way to IG.
Okay.
And there's what we are expecting now from the new system of CBC, that what they have adapted now, they will be able to help children identify, or with the help of the teachers, identify talents of these children.
Okay.
Let's hope for the best, and let's hope it's gonna work. And still, if the school does not work, you are the mom, you are the dad. Please be very keen, so close to those kids. Don't leave it all to the teacher. Once you identify that, boost it, encourage it, embrace it, and move on. And to the other question about online bullying. Sorry for that to any parent who has had their children go that. But I'm sure that has happened to many. But for my children, I've not seen that. And I pray that to the parent to that child who has received the bullying, please be a comfort. Do not in any way shut down their dreams and tell them, see what the response of people are. Give it up. No. I want to remind you spiritually that the enemy does not touch an empty vessel. He is so disturbed by a full vessel that is even overflowing. So when this child is receiving, fights from every corner, online, physically, because of their gift, God-given gift, please, let her or him be more louder. Let him or her do it more and more, and shut the enemy's mouth.
Fantastic.
Be a support to that child.
Wow.
Yes.
Very well said. I'm seeing that before we get again into the convo. Someone is asking a question. If it's not too much to ask, I would like to know if the father, dad to the 19-year-old Kayla, has had any influence over her in this entrepreneurial phase of her life. If so, could she share this too? If it's okay to share that, we get to know.
Yes, actually, I was about to get into that. So, one of the ways I'd say my dad has been quite an awesome inspiration is, I vividly remember when I was young, actually, I didn't have like the average childhood where you'd go play outside for 4 hours, watch another movie for 6 hours, then go to school on Monday to Friday. But no, my parents were very strict. They told us, at this time, this is what you should be doing. You should be a very focused person. They helped us invest in our gifts and talents. So when you'd come to our house, we were either working or reading a book. And these characteristics and traits really became a part of me that were inspired by my dad. My dad got me to read so many books. We have a huge library at home with over all the best business books you would ever think about. Think and Grow Rich, you know, and so on and so forth. So having my dad support me in that way and challenge my thinking from a young age, not to just think and go the way every teenager is going, but rather to shape my mind to think outside the box and not just be an ordinary person, but think way beyond where I am at. And that really challenged me to grow, even sometimes beyond my years. Yes.
Okay. Carol, how do we support then our young people when it comes to financial literacy? Because really they need this to just be able to progress and prosper in this kind of economy.
Just to mention but a few, we need to, as I mentioned earlier, financial discipline is the main call to successful businesses, successful lives as well, successful anything that is around you. For you to be great, there has to be discipline. Whether at work you're disciplined, in your way of doing things, there's discipline. In your finances, there's discipline. So how can we support these children? These children are not at the point where they've been saving before that they can get a loan from the bank. They're just from even A-levels or Form 4s. They're just from campus, no jobs, no white-collar jobs. So their pockets are empty. Mom, dad, or guardian, there's something you've been doing for yourself that now you can, that money that you've been putting aside can work for you or work for even your child. Support them by putting up something for them. Once you know this is their talent, this is their route, ask him or her, how do you want to start it? How do you want to go about it? How can I help you? Be a partner. Don't just release them to the world. Be a partner. In fact, be a business partner. It's just that you're working behind the scenes. They're the forefront. But every support, be it financially, be it emotional, be it spiritual, be it physical, you are there. So if it means us going back to our pockets, we need to do so. There is no option. We cannot say we don't have money. All our years we've been working. So what have we been doing with our money? Unless we were also not financially disciplined. So these children need our 100% support as they now venture into the world to show the world, look, this is what God created me for. And this is what I can do. This is how I can change the world. This is how I can grow the economy and make the economy run. Yes.
Kayla, has this, being in this space, the orange economy, opened up any new opportunities for you, apart from what you had earlier when you got into it?
Absolutely. Being in the orange economy has allowed me to win multiple awards. So that is especially in my photography. I've been able to win multiple awards, get to meet new people, and social network with the who's who in the photography space. Additionally, I've also been able, through being in the orange economy, gone to represent Kenya as the Kenyan ambassador in Botswana for the Africa Kidpreneur organization. So being in the orange economy, it has really opened me up. It's given me so many opportunities that I don't think I'm actually honored to have had until now. Yes.
Carol, the Gen Zs, like you said, and also the alphas, you have them in your home. It seems like they're more interested in this kind of economy as opposed to the white-collar jobs. And why do you think that is so, from your own experience or even?
from my own experience as a parent, is that they are having a very easy breakthrough than white-collar jobs, if I may say so. Why? Because this is a God-given gift. It does not need polishing. It does not need training. And so the penetration is very smooth. Having to just look and have the survey like in 2024, the youth or the young generation, they've graduated, and we saw the kills we had last year and would not want to have them again on the streets. And these are people who are well educated with degrees, with masters, but they are lying on their beds. They are in their cabinets. Even you threw them away, you don't need them anymore because it's not working for you. But these are people right now whom are very passionate, and there's a drive within them that pushes them to do something different. When they touch that pencil and start sketching and drawing and coloring, eventually you see, they've drawn Sally. Oh, they have done this. And brings your portrait and you're like, I cannot just take it for free. Let me just say thank you. And you give that child with something small. When you do that, what have you done? That boy, that girl will be like, oh, this is income. Now that child will think in a different perspective. What we need to do is to be very, very supportive, allow these children be who they're supposed to be, and give them the space, provide all that is all that they require. Please provide. Be that support. Be there for them. What challenges they face out there in the world, be a listener. Let's be present for them. What we need to do right now is see the opportunities, because they're already in them. They're not creating. They're already existing. Let these children be who they are, who God created them to be. Let that talent come out to the world. Let someone see that this girl has done some good floral arrangements, and you can give her as a referral to an event, to an office. That is income.
It's income.
So they'll totally not be any more dependents. They'll now be independent on themselves. But if we continue suppressing them, they need to do this career. You need to do that career. You need to be like your father. You need to bring the reputation of this home. We are killing their dreams. And that's why we have young youths getting into drugs, into alcohol. But if this was taken from the day that you started seeing that this baby is trying to disconnect that wire, doing this, dismantling the radio, that person's a technician. There is a gift. So don't really bombard them in careers that you have to be this, you have to be a lawyer, you have to take over my law firm because you're a lawyer. No, we need to embrace the change. We need to embrace the orange economy, that these are the people running it now.
Because I've seen some parents, you take your kids to, or even push them through campus, and they do a degree, then they say, that was for my parents, now let me do what I love doing. And it happens to be the orange economy kind of stuff. They want to do music, they want to do arts, So I think many young people agree with you out there. Challenges, Kayla, it hasn't been a bed of roses, has it?
No.
What are some of the challenges you've experienced?
Okay, some of the challenges I've experienced would, one, include being stepping out of my comfort zone. Because I think one of the challenges about being a youth and stepping out as a businesswoman, most of the times it doesn't go hand in hand, because people have this perception that because you're young, you might not be so competent to do this. And so one of the things I've had to really work on through the years is the ability to go for no. Because most of of the times you're just there complacent with where you are, but sometimes going for no is always the best option to do things. It will cause you to ask hard questions. It's gonna cause you to go for bigger deals than you would have intentionally or initially have wanted. And it reminds me of a sale I once made, and so someone liked one of my products and they said, so how much are you selling this? Then I was like, I said a small figure, so because, you know, why not? And then afterwards she was like, are you being serious? I would have bought it for 3 times the price.
Oh, wow.
And that's because I became complacent with where I was. I became comfortable with going for a yes instead of going for a no. And if I would have asked for a higher price, she would have bought it at that price. So it's more about being very bold and tenacious to step out of that comfort zone and actually go for no.
Okay.
Yes.
Karen, would you like to add something on that, especially the part of underpricing? What guidance do they need there? How do they go about that? Just to get value for, you know,
Yes.
the effort they put in.
I would love them and I would encourage them to window shop around.
Okay.
Move even into studios and know a size of this photo costs this. But because for me, I'm not doing photography in a studio, so there's no rent being required. For instance, you've seen the young generation on the streets. Have you had shots with them?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know they are having the best shots ever?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Than the studio themselves.
Yes.
Now, go back into that now.
Yeah.
These children window shopped, and they were like, if this is the cost of this photo size in a studio, here I'll go for this price. And that is why they're having an overflow of clients.
Okay.
Because who wants to spend more when you're getting the same thing at the same quality?
Yeah. Probably even better.
And better and at affordable price. You go for that. So let them window shop. If you're doing pastry, check with the top-notch pastry shops and bakeries.
Yeah.
A 1 kilo vanilla costs this. But since I do not have rent and stuff I'm paying, I'm doing it from home, I can come to this price. You attract more. Right? So window shop.
Yeah.
Just window shop. If you're doing second-hand camera, go to Gekomba. This is the bill. And then here on Moy Avenue, we have so many exhibitions of the second-hand cameras.
Right.
Not because I'm not renting.
Yeah.
I don't have stuff that I'm paying. I'm doing this from home. I can clean, iron, even put some softener, you know, attraction.
Yes.
I'll do at this price.
Okay.
My children, your stock will not lie down. It will not, in quotes, be sleeping.
Yeah.
It will be working for you.
Okay.
So window shop, no, this is my line. Let me go to various places. Let me know what is their cost and how much I can do for them.
Okay.
So that they do not, again, underprice.
All right. Yeah.
Okay? So they can also make a small profit. But the big thing is they'll have more flow of clients than the person who is elsewhere.
Absolutely.
Paying rent, paying staff. But this is self-driven, self-engaged, and they will enjoy what they're doing most.
Fantastic. Nice. Okay, great tips right there. Kayla, networking and collaboration, is that important in what you do, for example?
Absolutely. I think one of the best things that has ever happened to me throughout the entire process of being an entrepreneur and a photographer and all that is being able to collaborate with people, especially networking, getting to know people, because sometimes no one will actually walk up to you and be like, I do this, I'll give you this. You have to actually step out of that zone and actually go and ask and be like, what do you do, you know? And then and network from there, because that's how you're going to meet people who are going to help you get to where you want to actually go. So it's very important to network. And then about Matters collaboration, it's very important to learn how to work with people. You know, they say if you want to go faster, go alone, but if you want to go further, go together. So you really need that group of people that you will work with, that will inspire you, because this journey of entrepreneurship, being in the social orange economy, it's not an easy journey. And one of the things that has really helped me through is having that group of people I work with, people who I can rely on, people who I can always count on. That has always pushed me forward. It's helped me become who I am today.
Okay.
Yes.
Carol, do you see this economy, the creative, you know, evolving in the next 5? Where do you see that landscape in the next 5 to 10 years?
This creative economy in the next 5 to 10 years will be the thing. You will find even people employed in offices and holding white collar positions in their job entitlements.
Right.
Trying now to think, and you're in your 40s and 50s, hey, what was I created for? And now you're rushing to do that at your retirement age. Well, these are the people with all the energy, with all the time, and they're going to make a lot of money. So in the next 5 to 10, the financial landscape will be high. They'll be at the top. They will make the economy run.
Okay.
Very swiftly, because they are not doing things they are forced to do.
Okay.
They are doing things they love doing. Even when they are asleep, they are thinking of how can I redesign? How can I do this? Even at 2 a.m. you're thinking, can I call my friend and ask them for ideas? But for us in the professional world, you're like, you sleep until morning, it's the alarm waking you up. But these people are not sleeping. In fact, they work at the hours we are asleep. So who is making more money?
They are.
They are. So in the next 5 to 10 years, watch this space.
Okay.
These people will be all over. They'll be making money. They'll be like, they'll challenge. In fact, they are challenging us.
Already.
My 19-year-old daughter, who's her age mate, whom I spoke to her about, she has done tourism and foreign languages as a tour guide. But guess what? She told me, Mom, I think I love flowers. I've noticed something with flowers. I'm like, what are you trying to say, Kimberly? Yes, what is it about flowers? And she tells me, I want to start something on floral. Okay, fine, do it. I asked her, do you need any capital? Told me, no, I've been saving. I asked her, how have you been saving?
Wow.
From the pocket money Dad gives me, you give me, the pocket change that comes from the supermarket. I've been like, oh, okay. So I sit and watch,
Okay.
Do you know the young 19-year-old, as she is, she's doing floral. She has a brand name. I'm not even able to pronounce it because it's French name. She has orders Monday to Sunday.
Wow.
And I'm like, so you're not doing tours anymore? I know, Mom. No, I'm not into floral.
Okay.
So what am I saying? Look at the financial landscape. These people will not follow their profession. No.
Okay.
Believe it.
Okay.
They'll follow the path of excellence. They'll follow the path of their passion. And they'll be at the top. They'll run the economy in the next few years.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Kayla, because we're just about to end the show, and I wouldn't want to end the show without you talking to the young people. What advice do you have for the young people who are probably upcoming creatives and all that? Any advice to them?
Absolutely. My advice to my fellow youths would be to step out. Don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to be called odd because you're doing what you love. Do not allow people's words to limit you, but do what you love and be very passionate about it, be very tenacious about it, and actually take the time to enjoy what you do, regardless of what people say, what people will tell you. Go for it. I absolutely believe in you, fellow youths, my fellow Gen Zs, and I believe that we are the futures of tomorrow. We can make it. We can make the world a better place. So let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's get to work. Yes.
Okay. Carol, in 20 seconds, please make it short, final, very short, one, like a line. Goodbye.
My children, prepare for your retirement.
Okay.
Retirement does not come in 60 or 50. Retirement can begin now and tomorrow. Plan for it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. I've just been wowing, like admiring and learning so much from both of you. Thank you so much. And also thank you so much to our audience, my listeners and viewers, wherever you are, for your support, to our partners and donors, a special group of people that have been supporting us and holding our hands through this journey. We want to say a big thank you. If you want to be part of this, please send in your contribution to paybill number 316 and the account name will be your telephone number. Thank you so much and God bless you. Let's meet tomorrow again on Relationship Clinic. God bless you and keep you.